Hey, I'm Manjot Jawa, and you're joining us from Way Too Indie's Music Hangouts. Today we're here talking with Moshav. I pronounced that wrong, and I knew I was going to do that. I should have asked you how to pronounce it. But here we are. We are talking.
Moshav.
There we go. We're talking with the guys from Moshav, and we're going to ask them a little bit how they got started in their music, a little bit more about their new upcoming album, and then about their music video that just released recently and what it was like working on that. And we'll talk to them more about their plans for this year. So hey guys, how are you guys both doing today?
Doing great. Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Well, thank you for joining us. Thank you for taking the time out. Let's go ahead and start with just a little introduction from each of yourselves and tell us a little bit about you. We'll go from there.
All right. I'm Yehuda Solomon. I sing in Moshav. A little bit about myself, or should David just introduce himself too? I'm not sure.
You guys can do that. If you wanted to tell us a little bit about yourself, or we can keep going. That's perfectly fine.
My name is David. Me and Yehuda grew up together on a Moshav in Israel, a small village in Israel. It was kind of a hippie musical village that we grew up on together and started playing music together at a very young age.
Awesome. So your inspiration for music was something that you did from a very young age, like you said. And is that how you got started with this project, or were you guys doing something else before this, or was it just through life that you guys have developed the passion for music?
I mean, we've been doing this from a very young age. We started out just innocently, like we always loved music. We come from musical families. Our parents, as David mentioned, we grew up on an American hippie bubble in Israel. It's kind of like a unique place, and we're listening to the records that our parents brought with them from the States, and that was obviously an inspiration for us to start writing our own music, and we would just perform in Jerusalem, mostly for American and English-speaking students that were there for either for a semester or for the year abroad, and connected with lots of people, and that's how it all got started in a nutshell.
Cool.
And yeah.
Awesome. So was that something that you guys expected? I know. How did you guys transition from being there to here and being having a fan base here?
We started playing in Jerusalem in the late 90s, and there was kind of a scene there. Bunch of different bands and lots of overseas students, and I think because we have American parents and grew up with a lot of that culture and music, we connected naturally with a lot of the overseas students who grew there for a year or a couple of months to study. And then when they were done and went back to their countries, they started to want to bring us to their campuses or to their homes or wherever they were to do shows. And that's kind of how we started doing tours in the States and Canada. And one thing kind of led to another. There were some opportunities in Los Angeles, and we were spending more and more time in the States, and we figured take a chance, and that's kind of led to being in Los Angeles for a while and meeting lots of cool and talented people, and that led to a lot of the records we've made lately.
Awesome. So speaking of records, you guys have a new album coming up, New Sun Rising, that's soon to be out this year. The single from that was World on Fire, which was released a couple of months ago, I believe. And by the way, the music video and the music with it is completely amazing. People that are watching, if you haven't seen the music video or you haven't listened to any of their music, you definitely need to go check that out before you do anything else or do anything else for the rest of your day, because it's literally that great and that amazing. And I realize, think my camera just went out, but I'm just going to keep talking here. So, what was it like for you guys to work on that music video and that album, or that song?
Yeah, first of all, thank you so much for that little plug, and we're so happy to hear that you enjoyed the song and the video. The song, David and I kind of made a demo of it a while ago, and whenever we write a song that we're excited about, we'll send it out to our friends, and we've been really good friends with Matisyahu for a few years now. We did some touring with him, and he's just been a really good friend, a successful good friend. And so I emailed him the song. I was like, check it out. It made me think of you. And he was like, oh, I love it. It's a hit. We got to do something together on it. So he came over. We have a little home studio here in LA, and he just came over and laid down a bunch of stuff, like kind of on the fly, and which kind of turned into what it is now. And then we decided to shoot a video for it and release it as our first single for the upcoming record, New Sun Rising. And it's been getting incredible just attention on YouTube and online. Like, people are sharing it, and it's about 500,000 views already, and it's only been out for a couple months. So we're really, really excited about that too.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, I hope people that are watching go and watch it, because it is amazing. The video itself follows the path of a $20 bill as it goes from person to person, each with their own hardships and stuff. I found that to be a very interesting, a way of representing the song and making the song what it is. Where does that inspiration for that come from, and how did you guys get that idea to go with that kind of a theme for the music video?
Yeah, we were just, we got together with like a team of guys that were going to shoot it for us, and we were just throwing around ideas, and one of the ideas was, like, one of the camera guys had this idea of, it didn't have to be like necessarily a $20 bill, but he was talking about money switching hands and different situations, and we kind of loved that concept. And we worked on it together with Erez, who at Banks Media, who kind of put together the whole video project, and that's what it came out to. The whole idea of what someone would do with the good and bad, and how the money kept switching hands. And in the end, obviously, the message is just a message of hope and connection, and how we carry each other and do good with whatever's thrown our way.
Awesome. And you just mentioned a message, which brings me to my next question. For your upcoming album, do you guys have an overarching message, or does each song have its own message, like this one does, The World on Fire does?
Take this one too,
This one? Definitely I feel like the record has a theme of light. There's a lot of songs about light and fire, bringing light into a world that's filled with so much darkness, and just focusing on that hope and this universal feeling of, we're all in it together, and the only way we're going to get out of the mess that we're in is through connecting with one another, even through all the differences and challenges, and carrying each other.
Awesome. That's definitely great to hear. You could feel that through your music, at least I did, and I hope other people do, because it's an inspiring message that music, music is such a powerful thing, and I think that's a great message to have for such a purposeful song. So thank you for that. It's amazing, and I hope people go and listen to it. Like I've mentioned several times, I really hope people go see the music video, and I'm anticipating the album as well.
Thank you.
So, coming forth, what can, you've had previous albums out before. What can fans that have known you for a while, and fans that are going to be new to this album, what can they expect from it, and what do you think their reactions are going to be in terms of styling and sound, and just overarching message, like you mentioned as well?
I think we set out to make a record that was very rhythmic and fun to play live. A lot of these songs were written from the bottom up, kind of starting with a beat or a groove that we had in mind, and then writing the song on top of that, because we felt like we wanted a record that was like a party to play live, and that's what it kind of is. And a lot of these songs we've started playing live before we recorded them because they were just so fun and easy to play live. And that was at least the starting point, was like, let's make a record that kind of start to finish doesn't stop dancing. Like you could dance to the whole thing. Of course, in the end, we ended up sneaking in a couple of ones that maybe aren't as easy to dance to, but most of it is a danceable record.
Awesome. That's great to hear. And speaking of dancing and performing live, we actually have a question from Ted Mowry. He's asking if you guys have any plans to visit Chicago anytime soon, which also relates to my next question is, what are your plans for touring and going forth this year?
I mean, we're always touring. It's kind of like the never-ending tour. But we do plan on putting together like an extensive tour when we release the record, so that we can really reach cities. Another thing that we just we're working on right now is this Indiegogo Kickstarter type of thing, where we're going to ask the fans to try to do this with us and put this record out together, so that we can reach cities that we haven't necessarily gone to. We hit all the big cities, like, we go to New York all the time, we go to Philly, we go to Maryland, we go to, we've been to Boston, Chicago, Florida, stuff like that. But then there's the other cities that we don't necessarily get to, and hopefully we'll get some tour support through this, so that we can really put together a tour where we can reach lots of new people and new markets. So I guess my advice would be stay tuned, sign into our mailing list or Facebook, moshavband.com, and stay in touch, and we'll let you know what's going on. But we definitely plan on touring a lot with this new one.
Awesome. So definitely, Ted, definitely go check out their Facebook. They'll have more information about their tour and the Indiegogo project and the Kickstarter project. I haven't heard about that, but what was the idea behind that, or the inspiration? Was that to reach more people, or reach more, like you said, reach more markets? Because I end up.
Sorry.
Yes.
The Indiegogo campaign.
Yeah.
I mean, these days we feel like we're incredibly living in a lucky time where it's very easy to connect directly to our fans without going through all these different loopholes like you used to have to, say a record company, or even printing CDs is kind of like you can reach your fans directly. We have this record finished, which we're so excited about, but like Yehuda was saying, it's not always easy for us to reach certain cities. It's not always easy for us to bring the whole band out to certain cities. There's so many things we are going to do and are excited to do, but we feel like we can go directly to our fans and say, hey, help us make this happen, like the guy in Chicago. Yeah, we want to go to Chicago. How do we do it? Talk directly to them. So that's kind of the idea behind the Indiegogo things. Is like we just want to lay out the ideas and plans that we have directly to our fans, and then they can kind of join us in making it happen. That's what we're excited about trying, because we've done all sorts of things with our fans. We've never tried this avenue before, this direct link, this new kind of direct link. So we're excited to embark on that.
Awesome. That's definitely a great idea. That's I know a lot of bands are starting to do this more, the crowdfunding and the Indiegogo thing, and getting support from their fans directly, and that's great that you guys are reaching out to them. When does that? Do you guys have plans to start that soon, within the next few months, or does that start later on?
That should be up and running within like a week or two, within a couple of weeks. Definitely by the end of the month. We actually shot something the other day, and we're shooting something tomorrow.
Awesome.
And then it should be a matter of days or weeks where it's up and running. And we're excited to see how that goes.
Awesome. Great. Well, I hope that goes well for you guys, and I'll be supporting you guys because I want to see you in Houston. So.
Awesome.
Fingers crossed. I'll see you in Houston.
We'll follow that. We'll see how much you donate.
Oh, okay.
It's not about how much. It's just about the support. Yeah. Everyone gets in a little.
Definitely. Well, I definitely hope you guys do great things, and I'm really excited for this album, and a lot of people are too. So, anything else you guys like to add before we finish off here? And I ask you your one last question.
You know, for me, it's just, you know, this is our life dream, and we're living it, and it's been so incredible. But we're always trying to mature and grow. So we welcome our fans to, you know, tell us what they want and what they love, and just let's do this together and make this, you know, a successful thing that can, you know, that we can keep doing this and reaching as many people as possible.
Awesome. Alrighty,
Yeah.
so one last question for you guys, and then we'll go ahead and finish off. What is, and I like to end all of my hangouts like this, what is one interesting thing about both of yourselves that no one else would really know or is really, like, not commonly known about you guys?
That's a good one.
An interesting thing?
An interesting thing. It could be whatever you want it to be.
When it comes to the band, the one thing I always feel funny about is, you know, we do all the writing more or less together, but Yehuda sings most of the songs, and a lot of times people, you know, I sing some of the songs, and so often people come up to me and they tell me, you know, I like your songs, and I'll always be like, it's a weird feeling because I've written most of them with you. Also, the ones I sing are the ones he sings. So I'm always like, wait, should I take that as a compliment, or do you not like most of the songs I write, or like that's just with the band. I always feel funny about it. So you don't like the songs, or you do like the songs? Which one is it?
Awesome.
Interesting. The interesting thing about me, I mean, I don't know. There's that's a really tricky, hard question. What's an interesting thing that most people wouldn't know about you? It's either it's like really private and I wouldn't want anyone to know about it anyway, or
what's your darkest secret? That's basically the question.
Don't have to go to the darkest secret. Just something unique about you. That's something you do that I don't know.
I'm a vegetarian. That's probably better than my first answer.
Oh.
Okay. I mean, maybe people don't know. I'm a cantor in this synagogue here in LA called the Happy Minyan, where it's kind of like a gospel Jewish experience every Sabbath, where, you know, people come and sing and dance for hours, and I don't know if everyone knows that about me, but I love it, and it's something that I do every weekend I'm in LA.
Awesome. That's definitely unique. You guys are both very unique people, and your music is very unique, and like I said, I'm excited for your album that's coming out and for this music video, and I hope everyone goes and checks it out. Thank you to you both for joining me, taking the time out and talking to me about your project and your music and, you know, the album that's coming out. Like I said, I hope everyone goes and checks it out. That's it for me. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you to you both again, and we shall chat again sometime, and I hope to see you in Houston or some other place soon.
Yeah, same here. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Man, your support means the world to us. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Fran. All right, well, I'm off. We'll be back next week with someone else and another new artist to talk to. Go check out their music. There'll be links and information in the post that I make and some other information. So, but first and foremost, go see the music video. I cannot stress this much. It's an amazingly done music video, and it's amazing music, and it has a great message. So go check that out. For Way Too Indie, this has been Manjot Jawa. Thank you all for joining us. Have a great day. Hey, I'm Manjot Jawa, and you're joining us from Way Too Indie's Music Hangouts. Today we're here talking with Moshav. I pronounced that wrong, and I knew I was going to do that. I should have asked you how to pronounce it. But here we are. We are talking. There we go. We're talking with the guys from Moshav, and we're going to ask them a little bit how they got started in their music. You guys can do that. If you wanted to tell us a little bit about yourself, or we can keep going. That's perfectly fine.
My name is David. Me and Yehuda grew up together on a Moshav in Israel, a small village in Israel. It was kind of a hippie musical.
From each of yourselves, and tell us a little bit about you. We'll go from there.
All right. I'm Yehuda Solomon. I sing in Moshav. A little bit about myself, or should David just introduce himself too? I'm not sure.
A little bit more about their new upcoming album, and then about their music video that just released recently and what it was like working on that. And we'll talk to them more about their plans for this year. So hey guys, how are you guys both doing today?
Doing great. Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Well, thank you for joining us. Thank you for taking the time out. Let's go ahead and start with just a little introduction.
Village that we grew up on together and started playing music together at a very young age.
Awesome. So your inspiration for music was something that you did from a very young age, like you said. And is that how you got started with this project, or were you guys doing something else before this, or was it just through life that you guys have developed the